Tonight, winter's 1-2 punch. Millions buried beneath a foot or more of snow with a new extreme storm right behind it. The Northeast faces its first major snowfall of the season, creating treacherous conditions and multiple accidents on highways. Hundreds of flights canceled, more than 4,000 delayed. Extreme weather now stretches across the country. A dynamic system bringing freeze warnings to Phoenix, blizzard-like conditions in the heartland, flash flooding and possible tornadoes for the Gulf Coast. Our weather team times it all out. Also tonight, the mid-air emergency. What caused the accident on an Alaska Airlines jet? The FAA now grounding certain Boeing 737 MAX 9s after a piece of the fuselage was lost. And where did that piece end up? Our ABC News exclusive. New details from sources familiar with the special counsel's probe about former President Trump's refusing for hours to help stop the violence on January 6th. With 8 days left until the Iowa caucuses, the former president is now raising eyebrows over what he said about the Civil War and Abraham Lincoln. Plus, the push to contain the war in Gaza. The Secretary of State's urgent mission to the Middle East as Israel faces new attacks from Lebanon. The pressure mounting for Congress to approve new funding for Israel and Ukraine. New questions tonight as we learn the White House was unaware for days that Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin had been hospitalized in intensive care. President Biden described as exasperated. Breaking his silence in an exclusive interview with ABC News, actor Jonathan Majors denies injuring his then-girlfriend after being convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault. What he reveals about the incident. Plus, the showdown in Houston, undefeated Michigan versus undefeated Washington, and one quarterback's long, winding road to the national championship game.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this busy Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. Tonight, millions in the Northeast are digging out from the first significant snowstorm of the season and already bracing for what comes next. A potentially more dangerous cross-country storm bringing a major flood risk by early this week. Overnight, more than a foot of snow from Pennsylvania to Maine. Parts of I-90 west of Boston were pummeled, making for dicey conditions on the road. Snowplows were out in force overnight. These images are from the Boston area, which saw its first major snowfall in 2 years. A freeze forecast overnight could bring treacherous conditions for the morning commute. That second storm is now moving east after slamming the west with heavy snow and rain. The heartland and the Gulf Coast are both in the bullseye for tomorrow and on to the northeast. Our weather team is following both storms. Rob Marciano is standing by with the cleanup. But first, Samara Theodore leads us off with the forecast. And Samara, just to underscore things, it sounds like the major concern here is flooding.
That's right, Lindsay. We will see significant flooding throughout parts of the South, Mid-Atlantic, and into the Northeast. And tomorrow morning, as folks in the plains head back to work, they'll be dealing with blizzard conditions. Then Monday evening, the southern tier of the storm rips through cities like Houston, New Orleans, and Mobile. There's an enhanced risk for severe weather. We're talking nighttime tornadoes and large hail. Have multiple ways to be alerted as you sleep. We anticipate significant flooding events. 6 inches of rain could fall in the Gulf Coast region by Tuesday morning. The very real severe threat then shifts into the Florida Panhandle by midday Tuesday. On Tuesday evening, the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast must brace for major flooding. The intense rain, coupled with melting snow from the previous storm, will lead to dangerous conditions. By the time it's all said and done, the northern tier of the U.S. could get a foot of snow, and the South is in for nearly half a foot of rain. This powerful storm will make the next 72 hours arduous for much of the country. Lindsay?
Lots to monitor in the coming days, Samara. Thank you. And while millions in the Northeast are bracing for that dangerous storm on the way, the cleanup is already underway across the region from the weekend blast of snow. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano reports in from hard-hit Massachusetts.
Tonight, a major winter storm blanketing the Northeast, clogging up roads with dangerous conditions. Millions of Americans digging out. Some areas seeing 1.5 feet of snow. Road crews trying to get streets and highways cleared. Worcester and Boston, Massachusetts, seeing their first major snowfall in 2 years. Over 150 flight cancellations there and over 200 planes delayed. Court Street here in Springfield completely snow covered. Here is City Hall. The guys out here trying to clear these steps, and this is a wet, very heavy snow, tough to remove. This man needing a push from his church group to get his stuck car going. How long did it take you to dig out this morning?
Not long at all.
Yeah?
Not long at all. My wife actually did it. She's a lot tougher than I am.
Hazardous driving conditions along I-90, heavy snow and high winds. Highways littered with jackknife trucks and cars waiting for help.
You okay?
And the wind has picked up along with a little more snow.
In Foxborough, snow coming down during the Jets-Patriots football game. Several inches of snow falling, covering the field at Gillette Stadium. Almost a foot of snow hitting Orange County, New York.
It's more than I expected. A lot more.
Residents there shoveling sidewalks, snowplow crews clearing the streets.
Wait, it's about to go up.
And down in Florida, this powerful tornado ripping through Fort Lauderdale, damaging structures and power lines.
This is the first tornado I've ever seen in my life.
In Lindsay, the snow finally tapering off here. Now the shift becomes the scramble of sand and salt trucks because we're worried about a flash freeze tonight. Black ice potentially in the morning as commuters get back to work, kids get back to school. And then looking ahead towards the middle part of the week, as Samara said, that warm rain coming in to melt all the snow, a serious flood threat ahead. Lindsay?
A second winter wallop now on the way. Rob, thank you. Tonight, the FAA says certain 737 MAX 9 jets will remain grounded until the agency is satisfied that they are safe. Federal investigators are trying to piece together what caused a door plug on an Alaska Airlines MAX 9 to come off just after takeoff from Portland, Oregon, leaving a gaping hole in the fuselage. Fortunately, no one on board was seriously hurt. Here's ABC's Jaclyn Lee.
Tonight, the NTSB zeroing in on what caused a door plug on a plane in service since October to fall off and the cabin to depressurize 16,000 feet in the air, endangering the more than 100 passengers and crew on board. The FAA grounding all 171 Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircrafts worldwide for immediate inspections. This after Alaska and United Airlines grounded its entire fleet of 737 MAX 9s as a precaution. A top priority for investigators is to find the missing door plug, as it holds clues as to why this accident happened.
The NTSB says based off of radar data, they believe the door plug landed somewhere in this area, just off of I-217, which is about 5 miles outside downtown Portland. And now they need the public's help to find it.
This really is a big deal because it could have been so much worse if the airplane was many thousands of feet higher.
The door plug, nearly 2 feet wide, is located on the fuselage, meant to plug a gap where an emergency exit could be installed. Visible from outside the plane, however inside covered to look like a normal window to a passenger. The flight initially headed for Ontario, California, taking off at 4:40 p.m. Friday. The flight path showing the pilot looped back around to Portland International Airport. The entire ordeal taking a harrowing 26 minutes. Passengers on board recalling chaos, heavy wind and debris in the cabin as it depressurized. No serious injuries were reported.
What is happening? What did we hit something? Did something hit us? We just had no idea, and so it was a lot of confusion.
How concerned are you about the safety of Boeing's 737 MAX fleet?
Our investigation right now is focused on this particular aircraft, and we're early on in the investigation.
And Lindsay, according to the Seattle Times, Alaska Airlines said just days before the incident, there were multiple reports from pilots who said that there were intermittent warning lights indicating some loss of cabin pressurization on the jet. Now, according to the Seattle Times, an Alaska Airlines engineer said this was resolved, but the jet could no longer fly long distances over water. Now, ABC News could not independently confirm this, but when we reached out to Alaska Airlines, they said no comment due to the NTSB investigation. Lindsay.
Boeing under scrutiny once again. Jaclyn, thank you. Tonight, ABC News is learning the new timeline in Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's illness as questions swirl about when the president was told. A defense official says Austin left the hospital on December 23rd following an elective procedure. He was then readmitted on January 1st and admitted to intensive care. ABC's Ike Ejiochi is in Washington with the very latest.
Tonight, the extraordinary breach of protocol after top Pentagon officials, members of Congress, and even the White House were all unaware of Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's hospitalization this week. A Pentagon official telling ABC News Tonight that while on leave on December 22nd, Austin had what was described as a minor elective procedure at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, returning home the next day. More than a week later, after experiencing severe pain, he was admitted to the ICU on New Year's Day. Still, it was not until Thursday, 3 days later, officials say, that the White House was informed. A U.S. official telling ABC News President Biden was exasperated after learning about Austin's lack of transparency. Austin issuing a statement this weekend, writing, "I recognize I could have done a better job ensuring the public was appropriately informed." Biden and Austin speaking Saturday night on the phone, officials saying the conversation was warm. And tonight, ABC News learning from a U.S. official that General C.Q. Brown, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, knew of Austin's hospitalization on Tuesday, 2 days before the White House and other top U.S. officials were made aware.
It's pretty shocking on this because when you're the Secretary of Defense, you need to make everyone aware that you're actually going to be out of pocket.
And Lindsay, a U.S. official telling ABC News that even Secretary Austin's deputy, his number 2, Kathleen Hicks, was not informed in advance of his medical procedure and was on vacation in Puerto Rico, literally in the water, when she was taken back to a secure location. Lindsay?
Ike, thank you. Overseas now, Secretary Blinken is on an urgent diplomatic mission to the Middle East. He's hoping to prevent the war between Israel and Hamas from spreading into a wider conflict in the region. This marks Blinken's 4th visit since hostilities began on October 7th. ABC's Marcus Moore reports in tonight from Tel Aviv.
With Israel's war against Hamas and Gaza still raging and entering its 4th month, and intense exchanges with Hezbollah on the border in Lebanon happening daily, Secretary of State Antony Blinken tonight on a high-stakes trip across the Middle East, his 4th, with hopes for lasting peace hanging in the balance. Blinken today in Qatar with a warning to the world.
This is a conflict that could easily metastasize, causing even more insecurity and even more suffering.
Blinken earlier meeting with King Abdullah of Jordan, who's been calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, later criticizing some Israeli lawmakers for working against a 2-state solution.
We reject the statements by some Israeli ministers and lawmakers calling for a resettlement of Palestinians outside of Gaza. These statements are irresponsible, they're inflammatory, and they only make it harder to secure a future of Palestinian-led Gaza.
This displaced Palestinian woman calling on Blinken to help end the war. "We hope he ends the misery we are living in," she says. This weekend, Hezbollah firing dozens of rockets at targets in northern Israel from Lebanon. The Iranian-backed group saying it was retaliation for an Israeli airstrike in Beirut that killed a top Hamas official earlier this week. Israel saying the flare-up will make any negotiations that much more difficult.
And Marcus joins us now live from Tel Aviv. Marcus, here at home, lawmakers have agreed on a government spending bill that will likely avoid a looming shutdown. But one big question is what impact it'll have on aid to Israel.
That's right, Lindsay, not only to Israel, but also to Ukraine as that war approaches 2 years. Tonight, the answer to the question remains up in the air, but leaders in both Ukraine and Israel saying they face existential threats from outside and that aid from the U.S. is critical. Lindsay.
Marcus, thank you. While that spending deal does not include funding for the wars in Israel and Ukraine or Monday for their U.S. border, the bipartisan group of negotiators did reach an agreement that could help avert a looming government shutdown. Leaders in both parties are now backing the deal, but Speaker Johnson is expected to face an uphill battle selling the package to Republicans who wanted deeper cuts in spending. Staying with politics, tonight an ABC News exclusive, new details from the special counsel's probe about former President Trump's refusal for hours to help stop the violence on January 6th. This comes as Trump campaigns in Iowa, hoping for a resounding win with just 8 days to go before the caucuses. ABC senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott is in Iowa.
Tonight, exclusive new details about striking testimony from some of Donald Trump's closest aides on what the former president was doing at the White House as rioters stormed the Capitol on January 6th, according to sources. Some of the most striking statements coming from one of Donald Trump's closest advisors, Dan Scavino. Sources tell ABC News he was questioned by special counsel Jack Smith's team. Sources say Scavino told investigators that as the violence escalated, Trump was not interested in doing more to stop it, describing his demeanor as very unsettling. Scavino was one of many officials who say they tried to get Trump to call off the mob. Sources say he recalled to investigators a phone call with Trump the night of January 6th, saying, "This is all your legacy here," and there's smoke coming out of the Capitol. 3 years later, Trump is still downplaying the attack, making his false claims about the 2020 election a central part of his 2024 campaign.
Oh, we're going to take our country back. We're going to take it back.
The former president on a blitz through Iowa this weekend, 30 points ahead of his rivals with the caucuses just 8 days away. And tonight he's under fire for saying the Civil War, which was fought over the issue of slavery, could have been negotiated.
Do you find those comments acceptable?
I don't even know how to judge. I don't even know what he's talking about. I mean, Lincoln did what he had to do. He ended up ushering in the abolition of slavery, and he saved the Union. So I don't know, relitigating that doesn't make much sense to me.
It comes as former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is playing cleanup after failing to mention the word slavery when asked by a voter what caused the Civil War. Haley now neck and neck with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who has staked his campaign on Iowa, both running out of time to catch Trump.
If you do not place first or second place, are you staying in this race?
We're in it for the long haul.
In it for the long haul, regardless.
Absolutely.
The Trump campaign responding to our reporting about January 6th, insisting that it shows just how weak the witch hunt against Donald Trump is. A spokesperson going on to call Dan Scavino one of Trump's most trusted allies. Lindsay.
Rachel Scott reporting in live from Iowa. Thanks so much, Rachel. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday. Our exclusive interview with actor Jonathan Majors after he was convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault against his girlfriend, what he says happened that night. And heartbreaking images, body cam footage of the moment an officer mistakenly shot and wounded an 11-year-old boy. Next tonight, we hear from Jonathan Majors, speaking out for the first time since being convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault. Majors is known for churning out multiple box office hits, including Creed 3. He was one of Marvel's leading men, starring as Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But last March, his girlfriend at the time, Grace Jabari, accused Majors of attacking her. And in December, he was convicted in New York of reckless assault, a misdemeanor, and harassment. He'll be sentenced next month. Marvel, which is owned by our parent company Disney, dropped him. I spoke with Majors in an exclusive interview where he addressed Jabari's allegations.
She says inside the car, you hit her in the face, twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
What happened?
She went to grab the phone. I held the phone. I pulled the phone back. She came on top of me, squeezed my face, slapped me. That's all I remember.
So she ends up with a 1-inch cut behind her ear.
Laceration, yes, ma'am.
Fractured finger.
Yeah.
How did those injuries come about?
I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it.
But you're confident you didn't cause
I have no question.
What's interesting about the jury's verdict, it's so nuanced because they're saying you didn't intend to injure her.
Right.
But the result of your recklessness injured her.
Right.
Were you reckless?
I was reckless with her heart.
Not with her body.
Not with her body.
In response, Jabari's lawyer said Major's statements show a clear lack of remorse, and Jabari will continue to speak the truth. Tomorrow on Good Morning America, Majors discusses the role of race, his relationship with actress Megan Good, and his reference to Coretta Scott King, and much more. Streaming at 7 p.m. on ABC News Live Prime. An extended version will air Thursday on Impact on Hulu. Still ahead, number 1 against number 2. College football's best, ready to battle it out. To the Index now, newly released body camera video shows the moments before a Mississippi police officer shot an 11-year-old boy in the chest. Sergeant Greg Capers was responding to a domestic violence call last May in Indianola. A warning, the footage is disturbing.
Police!
A grand jury declined to indict Capers, who later called the shooting unintentional. The victim, Adarian Murray, was hospitalized for 5 days. His family is suing Capers and the city. Emergency officials say fog was definitely a factor in a deadly pileup yesterday near Bakersfield, California. At least 35 vehicles were involved. The damage was spread out over half a mile on Interstate 5. 2 people were killed, 9 others injured. First responders say visibility was about 10 feet at the time of the accident. When we come back, the underdog who's battled adversity to get to the national championship game. Finally, 2 great teams, only 1 trophy. Tonight, all eyes on Houston.
It is a touchdown.
As 2 undefeated teams, Washington and Michigan, are set to face off in tomorrow night's college football championship.
Touchdown, Michigan, what a play!
Number 1 Michigan and number 2 Washington going head-to-head. And the underdog, Washington Huskies star quarterback Michael Penix Jr., leading his team to the brink of a championship.
In the end zone, touchdown!
He's overcome 2 ACL tears, a shoulder and a clavicle injury. battling through adversity to put his name on the map. After transferring to Washington from Indiana in December of 2021, he now has a new lease on his football career.
It just showed that, I can get through anything. I could persevere and push through any hardship, that comes my way.
Michael's mom, Takesha, helping him to push through it all.
Everything happens for a reason, and so just making sure that he had the family support that he needed through the tough times, and then just keeping the faith in God.
Giving him the confidence, not only in himself, but in his team's ability to win and win big.
I'm always going to believe in my guys and believe that my guys are going to be able to get the job done, no matter what, no matter who we're facing, so I'm super excited for it.
You can watch the game tomorrow night on ESPN. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lindsay Davis. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir America's most watched newscast.